To all the geeks and nerds, welcome to another episode of Beyond Logic, and we're starting off in Hill Valley because we've got a few things to finish off, and then we've got another project to do over at the portal room. So we're going to start off over here, and I think probably the first thing I want to do is to do this transition between this road here and the pathway, our path which is just over there, to some kind of transition here. So I think I'm just going to keep it simple, just going to keep I think I'm going to just extend the tree line over this way and also around this side to here. We might have to extend this building out a little bit, but yeah, I'm not going to make this too complicated, just going to kind of transition that as best I can. So we've got that done, so we've got that nice easy access from the spawn area over to our path and over to our starter village. And then the other thing I'd like to do, if possible, is if we were to come up here, if we look this way, in particular through here, and also through this way, it looks a bit kind of empty. So I think maybe we're just going to plant a few more trees around there. So if we're in the centre, if we're over here in the centre, and we're kind of just looking around, it doesn't look like it's a big empty space. So I think we'll do that as well. And then also inside the courtroom, I want to add a little room there so we can gear up, just with some basic stuff. Not going to make that too fancy. Just be a few chests with a few bits and pieces. Things like food and elytra maybe, and some rockets, some basic weapons, that kind of stuff. So yeah, if we do end up dying, we can always gear up and then crack on. So yeah, that's the first thing. Going to finish up this stuff from here that we didn't manage to do last week, and then I want to go over to the end portal because I want to decorate that up. And yeah, I'm going to do something interesting there because I think I'm going to try and break the portal frame. And there we have a tree line in between these buildings. So there's that one there. Looks pretty good. That's on the right hand side of the cinema, the Essex cinema. And over here also added some trees on this side as well. So for these ones, yeah, just wanted to give you a little tip. So for some of these trees, you see some of them are quite tall. So to do this, I just put a few dirt blocks up, like maybe three dirt blocks up, and then planted a tree on top of a tower of three dirt, and then obviously grew the tree, and then took out the dirt, and then put some logs underneath. So you get these kind of longer trees, because obviously a lot of these buildings are quite big actually, and I think to get the trees into the right scale, I think that really helps. So I've done it on that side and the other side of the cinema as well. So that's that bit done. That was quite straightforward. And the other thing I've also done is I've made a start inside the courtroom. So if ever we die, or when we do the world download for episode 100, people can come into here and either recover if you've died or get us a bunch of stuff. So yeah, we've got this little welcome message with our logo. So welcome to Beyond Logic, the single player world of Logical Geek Boy. That's me. Help yourself with some gear and exit to next to the cafe. So we'll do that in a second. But yeah, just got some basic stuff in here, some beds, crafting tables, some furnaces, stuff like that. And obviously ender chest, that's also very useful. And in these chests at the moment, just filled up with a few items just to get us going. But what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go to the Death Star and get a whole assortment of different items that are going to be useful. But either if I die and don't have my stuff in my ender chest for whatever reason, or new people that download the world can get some stuff, get geared up, and then go on an adventure. All right, so the last thing I've done over here, which is what I spoke about at the beginning, is I've done this transition. And of course got rid of all the shotgun boxes that were here, and I've taken them back to the Death Star. They're all done. But yeah, try to keep this just super simple. And obviously this is not real because obviously in the film, obviously this road goes all the way back there, goes a long way because this is the road we have to go down to get out to 88 miles per hour. But yeah, a bit of poetic license. I've just transitioned this tarmac road and kind of gradually done it all the way up into this path. So that kind of follows through, and that path goes all the way through the wood there. And I've planted all these trees here and added some and bone milled all the land around here. So it looks all right, I think. It looks all right. So if we just walk through from here, this is the view you're going to get. So yeah, got the lights as well, so it's all in keeping. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then we go for a walk through the woods. All right, so let's keep going through here, and we're going to go off to the portal room because I think it's about time we sorted that room out because it's looking a bit bare. And yeah, it's about time. Yeah, we did something with it. Here we are staring into the void. It looks pretty cool actually, doesn't it? Yeah, pretty cool. All right, yeah, so here is our end portal, and yeah, if you don't remember, we did this quite a while ago, but this contraption here, this is how we get the stone that we mine in our mine, which is just down there. We've got a beacon mine down there, and this all links up to this. We've got item filters and stuff, and shulker box loaders to load all of those things into shulker boxes. We've also got from over there where that sandstone is, there's a water channel that leads all the way over to our mob farm, and we get shulker boxes full of mob drops that come into the system as well. So those shulker boxes end up in this minecart, and when it gets filled up, this minecart travels along this rail and ends up going through the portal because we've got an unload station at the other end. In the end, inside the Falcon. So yeah, we need to obviously keep this because this is a key thing, but I probably made this a bit too close to the portal. It's kind of hampered the design we can do here. But what I'd like to do is, I like to do things a little bit different. I know I'm not the first person to do this, but I think I'd like to get rid of this portal frame because it's quite ugly. And yeah, I think we can make this look really cool. We just take away this portal frame. So I've done some experimentation and into creative, and I think I can do it, but it's not easy. And yeah, it can get quite frustrating. So let me get my bits and pieces together. Let's get set up and let's see if we can remove this end frame. Check me out. Look at my new skin. Oh, yes. So this has been done by a few members of the community. So if you remember a few episodes ago, I mentioned that I wanted my skin to be spruced up a little bit and just be brought up to date. And yeah, some people came through. So a big thank you to Radioactive Bear, Epsilon and YDYT. They collaborated together, took my skin, and over a few iterations have done this. So now we've got some extra layers on the hair. So that gets a bit better. And also so the glasses on a separate layer. So is the bow tie, and we just sorted out some of the colours. So the eyes were a bit too saturated before. We've got some nice blue eyes, and the colours all now match the logo as well. So it's looking pretty snazzy, right? What do you reckon? Pretty cool stuff. All right. So as you can see in my hand, we are holding some dangerous stuff, and this is what we're going to use to try and break this portal frame. But before we do that, I need to put some clothes back on. So I've got rid of my elytra. And instead of my elytra, we've got this new chest plate, the blast protection for the Demolition Man. Who's seen that movie? If you've seen Demolition Man, put it in the comments. I think when that came out, I really enjoyed it, but having seen it since, it wasn't as good as I remembered. But anyway, all right, let's get on with this. So we need to break this portal frame, and we are going to use a technique. I saw a whole bunch of videos from a whole bunch of people, but I think looking back, it looks like the originator was either New Cake or maybe Myron Irio. I'm not sure exactly, but I'll put links in the description to all the videos that I watched to find out how to do this. And this is basically the same technique to break bedrock, but it also works on these portal frames. So let's see if I can remember how to do this. So I think I'm going to take this out of my offhand before I get confused. So I'm going to try and break this center one first. So there we go. Let's see. This doesn't always work first time, so we're just going to have to bear with it and see what happens. So put that there, and I need probably some blocks. So let's hop up to here. One there. Break that. Right, so here, this should be, let's go down one more. Right, let's try it here. So we're going to place a TNT here, which is going to blow up. And at the exact same time it blows up, we need to place a piston facing that way. So I'm going to see how easy this is. So let's get the TNT ready. Right, just getting myself organised. Right, so let's put that down, press that, and just click like mad, clicking like mad. Did it work? Ow, jeez. No, leave me alone. It didn't work. It's still here. Right, let's try again. Okay, here we go again for the second time. Let's place this down here, go over here. Do this, and hopefully... Did it do it? Did it do it? Let's see. It did it! Look at that! It did it! Oh, yes! The portal frame has gone. Yes! Alright, so yeah, we need to do this all the way around. And yeah, it doesn't always work, so I'm going to just work through this, keep doing this technique around all these item frames, portal frames, all these portal frames, and yeah, see if we can get rid of this thing. Oh wow, that is going to look pretty funky. And it's time for a progress report, and as you can see, we've broken quite a few of these portal frames right here. But yeah, these two right here on the end, they've been pretty stubborn. I haven't been able to break those so far. I've tried and tried and tried. I've even swapped over the way around you do it, because sometimes, depending on the location, you have to do the opposite way around, like the mirror image, and sometimes that works. So, but for some reason, these two are being stubborn. I've even resorted to using an auto clicker to make sure I get that click as close as possible to the explosion. But yeah, I'm going to just persevere with those two, and if it still can't get it to break, there's another method we can try, so we'll come back to that. So we're going to do that row over there next. I haven't tried that yet, but we'll do that row and then see what's left, see if we can get these all broken using this technique. Otherwise we'll have to try something different. This is the final eye, the last one. Oh yes, so one more to go. So I did that row over there. That was pretty straightforward, didn't have too much problems with that, and I finally got rid of that one over there. I did that because how I was doing it in this orientation, so I was facing this way, the same I did for these other two, and this would never break. I tried it, I must have tried it God knows how many times, maybe 20 times, and it wouldn't work. But then I just rotated myself 90 degrees, tried it this way, and then it worked. So I think maybe not just necessarily a mirror image of the build, but also rotating 90 degrees might work. So I'm going to try the same thing over here, because this one was being equally stubborn. So let's give this one a go together as it's the last one. Let's see if this is going to work. So we need to do that, need to put obsidian over there, and then a couple of blocks on top of this like that, break that, come down. I've got this down now, I've did it so much. So now we just need to get our obsidian, no, TNT, get our TNT ready. Right, just going to make sure I've got my hotkeys ready. Okay, right, ready. So it's going to move forward a touch. I want to make sure I place the piston correctly. All right, here we go. Let's do that. There. Auto clicker, go. Please. Did it work? No, it didn't work. Ah, dang it. Okay, this is definitely the last try. I've rotated myself again. The portal's now on this side. So let's see if this way works. Fingers crossed. Let's do that. Do this. Hopefully it's going to go. Oh no, still there. Now we mean business. We are not mucking around now. We got the TNT minecarts out. We are going to do this thing. Yeah. So this one here is not breaking no matter what I try. So yeah, it's being a bit stubborn, but we can try this different technique. This is from Ed Example. There'll be a link in the description to his video. So if you want to follow that along, if you want to do this step by step, I won't do it. I won't do that here because yeah, there's quite a few different steps to it. But I'll show you the interesting parts. So I've built this up so far. This is the first step. A bunch of different rails and a couple of different pistons there. Rails on top, redstone blocks there. The important thing though is north is that way. You have to build this in the right direction. So I think I've done it right so far. So the first interesting bit is to put this TNT minecart down, and hopefully we should get 2 headless pistons over here. So let's see if this is going to work. Put that down there. Did we get? Yes, there we go. 2 headless pistons. Ow, and I get attacked again. Ow, get out of here. I haven't got my sword. Ow. Take that. Take that. Take that. All right, I've cleaned up the rails that were there before. We don't need those anymore. And yeah, the next step here, now I've placed down the sticky piston here and got rid of some blocks up here, is now to power this sticky piston. And hopefully what should happen is this sticky piston will end up being headless, and this one here will get its head back. So let's see if this works. Oh, yes. It worked. Okay, I've built a bit more up, and this is the last step. We've got a lever just over there we need to flip in a second. But yeah, as you can see, I've yeah, placed a whole bunch of pistons. They're all sorts of in all sorts of directions, and there's a couple of headless pistons in there as well. So all right, let's give this thing a try. So hopefully we flip this lever and that end portal frame should disappear. So let's go to a good vantage point. So here we can see the end frame and we can see the lever. Let me turn off my view. There we go. Oh, am I? Right, so I'm pointing at the lever. Let's do that. Right, ready? Let's watch the portal frame. Is it going to disappear? It did! It's gone! Yes! Great success! All right. That is super cool. All right, now we've got this floating, portal with nothing around it. So now we can clear all this out, and now we can decorate this thing nicely without that ugly frame around it. And here is our portal without a frame. Well, it does have a frame. It's got a new frame, and that looks miles better. So much better. All right, so let me put that back on. All right, so I've made a start clearing out some space. As you can see, I just put it out here to get a good view. But if I take this down, hopefully we can see that, yeah, I've been pretty busy. So I've emptied out all of this stuff around here. so we've got a bit more space to build. And I've started adding a bit of a frame around the size of the room. So this is how big it's going to be. And this is going to be the ceiling here. Now there is a problem, as I kind of imagined there would be. This is in the way, so we're going to have to move this and do something else with it. Now what I really want to do, I don't really want this to be visible, and I don't want this to be like obvious, because we've got this track that's going to go into the portal. So what I was thinking of, how about if we redesign this and move it back there somewhere, a bit further back, and then make the rail go above the ceiling, and then the minecart there, once it's full up, can fall through this hole and then fall directly straight into the center of the portal. So we still get that same functionality. And then if we move this out of the way, we've got a bit more space, and then we can have a nice decorative wall that goes all the way around. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And what I'm thinking of is I've put some sand down here, and I'm thinking that maybe we can fill the bottom with water. And so there'll be a little pathway that goes from the portal here to that portal, and then underneath can be a whole bunch of water with seagrass and some coral, that kind of stuff underneath. That could look pretty cool. And then maybe have some water features coming out the sides somewhere. Yeah, not really sure yet, but yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm going for. So hence the cyan concrete there. So it's got that kind of water feel, and then it fits in with the sea lanterns that then fits in with the quartz. So a bit of quartz, bit of white concrete, bit of cyan, bit of water, should be all right. Yeah, so that's what I'm going for. So I think I'm going to do a bit more building. I'm going to remove all of this and then see if I can work out a new way to do this in the space we've got, because we've also got in this wall somewhere, there's also a water column that goes up that brings up all the items from our mine that's underneath. So we've got that to contend with as well. So, all right, let me do a bit more work. Let me clear up a bit more space, maybe start doing some work on the walls. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. Here's the progress so far on the room. We're getting there. It's looking all right. Going for a very simple design, kind of minimalist. I think that's going to suit this this pretty well. And yeah, we just need to get some water in here and fill the rest of these walls in. But that is going all right, I think. So more progress made. Almost done on that front. There is our hole in the center there. That's where the minecart is going to fall down into this portal. And I've rebuilt the mechanism now that we've had to move it. Yeah, so I had to take down the old one because it was right in the way, and I've rebuilt a slightly different version. Basically does the same thing. So let's hop up here and have a quick look. So got more of these. There we go. So there is our minecart. There is a hopper there. So that hopper takes all of the shulker boxes from the systems, obviously the mob farm we talked about earlier, and also the shulker box sorter and packer that's here for our mine. So all those shulker boxes go into there, and once that's full up, it's read by this comparator, which deactivates this torch, which releases this piston, allowing that minecart to travel up those rails up there, and then it goes through there, through the center, and it will fall down into the middle of the portal. And as that happens, this observer here detects that piston's been moved because there's a block there, and then this circuit goes along. This monostable circuit gives us one quick little pulse here, and this trapdoor opens just enough for one more minecart to fall down and then go back into place. So that's how it works. Pretty similar to how we had it before. And yeah, just rebuilt so it can fit into this space. So yeah, that's all set up, ready to go. So I think all we need to do now is to finish off the room. Now, what I would like to add one other thing, and that is a way to get back here, because I'm kind of filling this out, and as you can see, there isn't any doorways or anything like that to get behind. And also we need to get into our mine somehow. We need to get back down there so we can actually go mining if we need to. So that's something I need to think about, but I don't want to make it too obvious. I want it to be kind of hidden away, and yeah, so we'll have to think about that, see what we can do. But yeah, so far so good. So yeah, let's crack on. And it is done. All done. We've finished it all off. So there we go. This is the portal room now, nice and clean, nice and minimal, and yeah, looks pretty cool. Even underneath there, we've got a whole bunch of different things in the water. Obviously, we don't have any fish. I tried putting some fish in, but what they do is they seem to swim up these little waterfalls here, these little water features. They swim up there and then end up dying. So I'm not sure what to do about that. But we might try that again in the future. I might try and get some fish in here, and might try and reconfigure how these waterfalls are. And yeah, so we can keep the fish in without them dying. But anyway, yeah, here it is. And here is our portal without the end portal frame. Looking nice and clean. Looking good. All right. And yeah, to keep things simple, the access is just here. So you click this button and go down here. So at the moment, this is how we get to our city. We go through this way and we go up these stairs. So we're going to have better access to our city, and we have to go through this little passageway, and that will take us round to the back, round to here. So here is the mechanism and stuff like that. So if you need to refill the minecarts, we can do that. And down here, so this is a part of the structure from before. But yeah, just added this walkway down to get down into our mine. So yeah, we are all set, all done, and that is looking much better. Looking much better. So, all right, let's finish this thing up. So let's go on over to the Death Star, because we got one more job. And as we fly through the end on the way back to the Death Star, yeah, we've got one more job over there, and I'm sure you can guess what that is. So yeah, this episode was a lot of fun. I was a little bit nervous that portal frame wouldn't break in the end, but yeah, I'm really glad that we got there. And yeah, a little bit of a change in pace from last week. That build last week pretty much took it out of me, but yeah, it was nice to do something a little bit smaller today, and yeah, actually get something done off the list that I've had on there for quite some time. But anyway, we've got a new name to add to the Hall of Fame behind me, which you probably can't quite see yet. So let me take my helmet off for this bit. Look at my new face. Oh, brilliant. And of course, because of my new face and my new skin, the new member to the Hall of Fame is YDYT. So thank you so much for your help with the skin. That was really much appreciated. And of course, thank you for all the support. That was really, it's really, really good to have you in the community. So thanks a lot for that. Obviously, as I mentioned before, there were some other people that helped with the skin, but Radioactive Bear and Epsilon are already in the Hall of Fame, so I can't add them again. So yeah, thanks again. Thanks for the support. And yeah, that is really cool skin. And just before we finish off, I just wanted to let you know that yesterday I released a video about a potential idea, about a potential feature for 1.15, and that is black light. So if you've not seen that video, go and check it out. It came out yesterday, and yeah, so far I got some really good comments. So yeah, I think people are interested in that kind of idea for sure. I think it still needs some tweaks, but yeah, go and check out the video. That was a lot of fun as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, then hit the like button. And if you're new, then feel free to subscribe, and any comments or suggestions, any kind of feedback at all, as usual, get it in that comment section. Alright my geeks, until next time, I will see you later.